Hello and welcome to Top Plays. I am your host, Blue from KantoCast, and this is the series where we take a look at some of the best plays from the weekly matches during Season 5 of the GBA. But before we get into all of that, a little bit of paperwork. First of all, Happy New Year, everybody! I hope 2016 has been treating you all splendidly thus far, and that those New Year's resolutions are still holding strong. Second, Top Plays this time around is going to have a top 3. I know that you guys love the top 5, but given that as of this recording, only 7 of the matches have been uploaded and 2 of the matches were pretty hacks-filled, and that only left a few matches to really get solid plays from. And honestly, in my opinion, there were only 3 plays during Week 6 that really stood out to me as being the best of the best. So, instead of trying to force plays, and with the consideration of the lack of viable matches, we're going to focus on only 3 top plays this week. I hope that's alright with you guys given the circumstances. That said, these plays were all incredible displays of prediction, and it was very difficult to put them in any kind of specific order. So while there will be an order, they're all number 1 plays to me. Now then, enough with the babble and on with the plays. Coming in at the number 3 spot this week, we have a play from the ARCA Niners Deoxys match that proved predicting plays is one of Septile MC's superpowers. And that is my terrible way of introducing the Scizor superpower onto a roosting Talonflame. Normally, when a Scizor is in against a Talonflame, you'd switch out fearing a Flare Blitz or a Flamethrower, maybe even a Will-O-Wisp. But not the ARCA Niners. Making a gutsy call, the ARCA Niners decide that the Deoxys Talonflame is going to roost in order to recover its HP rather than attack. Sure enough, Talonflame goes for the roost, and Scizor shoots off a superpower KOing the Talonflame. A late game prediction that helped clinch the match in the ARCA Niners' favor 2-0. At the number 2 play this week, we're looking at a play from the Dontphan Pelipper Z match, and it highlights even more spot-on predictions. I'm of course talking about the prediction combos that got Luxray in against several of the Pelipper's threats and systematically wore them down. Initially, Tangrowth was in against Raikou, but predicting the Volt Switch from Raikou, the Donphan switch into Landorus. Next, the Donphan know an HP Ice is coming, so they switch into Azumarill to take the hit. This puts the Donphan into a great position of being able to get off a free and safe Aqua Jet, as the Pelipper switch into Mega Scizor. Next, the Donphan predict either a Bullet Punch or a Roost from Mega Scizor. This allows them to switch into Luxray and get off a free Intimidate onto Mega Scizor, as it in fact goes for a Roost. With Mega Scizor's HP looking healthier, the Pelippers switch into Reuniclus. However, the Donphan are still one step ahead. Instead of going for the obvious Fire Fang, they predict the Reuniclus switch and go for Crunch. This hit, combined with the Stealth Rock damage, forces the Pelippers to withdraw Reuniclus and allows the Donphan to get a safe Crunch off on an incoming Piloswine. The pivoting that took place here helped the Donphan pick up a very impressive 3-0 win over the Pelippers. And now, the play you've all been waiting for. The number 1 top play of Week 6. Or should I say, top play? Yes, I should, because you guys will probably riot if I don't. So it's a top play. This play comes to us from the Piratas Mankeys match that once again involves so much switching and predicting, you might question, was it brilliance or insanity? I vote brilliance. We start out with Sharpedo, a huge threat to Old Man Tup's team, being in against Ambipom. The Piratas, knowing Sharpedo will protect this turn to get a free speed boost, take the opportunity to go out into Arcanine to get an Intimidate off. Now, it's Arcanine versus Sharpedo, and the Piratas know a waterfall is incoming. Predicting this, they go into Jellicent. Jellicent not only takes the hit, it heals itself, because this Jellicent is packing Water Absorb. With its newly gained HP, Jellicent is now able to stay in and go for a Will-O-Wisp onto Sharpedo as it goes for a Crunch. But with Colbur Berry activated, and Sharpedo still intimidated from Arcanine earlier, Sharpedo is unable to take out Jellicent. Jellicent is able to get a Will-O-Wisp to connect against Sharpedo, and this severely cripples one of the Mankey's biggest threats. Knowing that Sharpedo has to go for another Crunch, the Piratas go into Arcanine to get yet another Intimidate off, as it in fact takes the predicted crunch. Now that Life Orb recoil and burn damage are racking up on Sharpedo, the Mankeys are forced to switch out to save it, as the Paradotas predict this and take the opportunity to heal up Arcanine to further prolong its reign of terror. This allows Arcanine to stay in against the Mankey's Melodic under any circumstance, and Toxic it in order to wear it down. This set of maneuvers primed the Paradotas to take home a 2-0 win, as well as the top play for Week 6. And as the top plays for Week 6 come to a close, it's time to once again crown the reigning top play. As it turns out, Caliente proved too hot to handle, and Heliolisk was left to dry up in the sun. And now, we have ourselves a grudge match. You see, the original reigning top play, HP Ice Ambipom, was dethroned by Caliente several weeks ago, and now it's Piratas versus Giantes yet again. Can Jellicent the Trickster extinguish Caliente's flame? Or will Jellicent be the one to get burned? You decide by casting your vote via the Strawpoll link in the description. And while you're down there, feel free to stop by the comments section where you can let us know what your top plays of Week 6 were. But that's going to wrap up this week's top plays. I am KantoCastBlue, and I will catch you next week with more top plays from Season 5 of the GBA.